Hello and welcome to our daily learning video, ideas video, letter of the day video, whatever you want to call it. Hopefully we can give you some ideas for I is for Igloo. And Sue is dressed up with this hat on her head because she knows that igloos are houses made out of ice and snow. So she wants to be extra warm as we go through our lesson together. So Sue, why don't you snuggle up on the carpet and I'll give our friends some ideas for decorating letter I. I just used some blue paper, some squares, and I just kind of stacked them up. And that's how I decorated the I today. Another thing that we did was, let's see, for math, we did domino math because you can use dominoes to stack and to put side by side and topple over. So dominoes are really fun and they're really great for learning for math. So if you have some dominoes, let me show you. There are two parts to a domino. There's a top and a bottom part that's divided in the middle. So how many dots can you see on the top? One. How many dots can you see on the bottom? One. How many dots can you see all together on the domino? Two. So 1 plus 1 equals 2 all together. So these are great for math. Let me show you another one. How many dots on the top? 2. How many on the bottom? 1. So what's 2 plus 1? Add all the dots. 1, 2, 3. 2 plus 1 is 3. So you can continue doing that. And if you want to, you can even take a piece of paper and you can draw a line in the middle and line the other way in the middle. And you can actually draw a picture of what the domino looks like. And then you can add all the dots. And you could do that for math. 1 plus 3 is how many all together? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 plus 3 is 4. So you can continue doing that and you can get up to some really big numbers if you have dominoes with lots of dots. So that's our domino math that we did today. Another idea that we did for today is we made an igloo out of a milk jug. So I just took a milk jug and cut it in half, turned it upside down and cut out a door. You can leave it just as it is and then put your Lego toys in and out and play with this. Or you can do like I'm doing. I'm going to continue covering the whole thing with cotton balls or light blue pieces of tissue paper. So that's a fun art project for today. For I is for Igloo. Something else that we did for science was we used sugar cubes in a fun way because igloos are just ice blocks that are stacked on top of each other. So let me show you this fun science experiment. Okay, for science today, I just took a little bit of water and colored it with blue food coloring. Kind of swirled that around. And then I poured the blue water into a plate. And I talked about two new science words. The first word is absorb. Absorb means just to suck up. And so when I start stacking these sugar cubes, they're going to absorb the blue water. And you're going to see them turn from white to blue as they absorb or suck up the water. The other word I want to teach you is dissolve. Can you say dissolve? To dissolve is just where something kind of mixes in with everything around it. So this sugar cube is going to dissolve almost like it melts away, and that sugar is going to mix in with all the water in the plate. But when that first sugar cube starts to dissolve, all the ones that I stack on top are going to topple over. So we're going to see how many sugar cubes I can stack before it starts to topple, okay? So here we go. Let's see, help me count. 1, 2, do you see it absorb and change the color of the sugar cube? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know if I can get another one. I'll try. 8. Oh, they toppled over. And you can see why. Look at the first sugar cube. It's dissolved. And it dissolved enough that it made all of them topple over. The foundation dissolved the very first sugar cube. See, it'll keep dissolving until there's nothing left. But did you see what happened to the sugar cubes? Wasn't that cool? They changed from white to blue as they absorbed the blue water or sucked it up. So that was a pretty fun science experiment for I is for Igloo. For our story time today, we read the story Curious George Builds an Igloo. Let me read that for you right now. Curious George builds an igloo. It was a beautiful winter morning. George was up early. Next door, his friend Bill was up too. Bill was building a house out of snow. It's called an igloo, Bill said. I'm going to sleep in it tonight. George wanted to help. He also wanted to sleep in the igloo. It would be a lot of fun. George tried stacking some blocks of snow. It was not easy. They kept slipping and sliding. First, you make a circle in the snow, said Bill. The snow blocks go around the circle. This makes a sturdy base for more snow blocks to go on top. Bill showed George how to stack snow blocks on top of the base. Around and around they went until there was only a hole left at the top. The last piece is called the keystone, Bill said. It keeps all the other snow blocks in place. You have to fill in the cracks, Bill said. This keeps the igloo nice and warm inside. They smoothed out the snow blocks. Bill and George filled all the spaces in with snow. George was impressed, but Bill's igloo was a little small. George wanted to build his own igloo, a big igloo that could fit his bed and some friends, and maybe a party with music. George got to work. This time he made the circle bigger. He stacked the snow blocks around and around, just as Bill had taught him. George worked on his igloo until the sun went down. It was a big igloo. It even had a window. But George was a tired monkey. He didn't have time to fill all the cracks with snow. The man with the yellow hat helped move George's warm bed into the igloo. George bundled up and went to sleep. But soon George woke up. He was very cold. The window was drafty. The cracks were letting the cold air in. George really wanted to spend the night in the igloo. What could he do? Then George had an idea. The man had told George to come inside if he got cold. So George worked quickly and built a new igloo in his living room. It was nice and warm inside the house. He crawled into his new igloo and went to sleep again. The living room was the perfect temperature for sleeping, but it was too warm for a house made of snow. George's indoor igloo began to melt. When George woke up the next morning, his igloo had melted. It had turned into a big puddle and a big mess to clean up. Lucky for George, his outdoor igloo was still standing. The big igloo was too cold for sleeping, but it was just right for a party. George and his friends spent the whole winter playing in his big igloo until it melted away in the spring. The end. Well, let's see if I can give you one more idea that we did today for letter I. I let the kids in my online class put an itchy dot on me because I is for itchy dot, like when you go outside and the mosquito bites you and it's itchy. So I had to see if they could tell me if the word that I told them has an I in the middle. If it does have an I sound in the middle, thumbs up. And if it doesn't, thumbs down. So let me show you, let me demonstrate that game really quickly. So the first word is pin. Does that have I in the middle? Pin. Thumbs up. Yes, it does. And I get another itchy dot. The next word is hat. Hat. Thumbs down. That has ah. But you did a good job. You got it right. So I get another itchy dot. The next word is fin. Fin. Thumbs up. That one has an itchy dot. That has an I, so I get another itchy dot. What about this word? Bet. Bet. No. So thumbs down, and I get another itchy dot because you got it right. What about this one? Miss, miss, miss. Yes, thumbs up. So you get to put another itchy dot on me right on my nose. Let's do the last one. It's win, win. What do you think? I think you're right. Win has an I in the middle, thumbs up. So that's just a fun game that you can play today to help you practice the middle sound, I, as in win or pin or fin. Have a great day. Hope that gave you some ideas for I is for Igloo. See you next time.